Good morning, guys. This is Dee Bonnie, ER doctor turned marriage coach, and happy Friday. Guys, I'm glad to get on here and talk to you. And I just want to bring you some encouragement today as we go into the weekend, because has anybody else had a rough week? Like, we need this, right? So I want to talk a little bit about our marriage, right? And I think in general, like, we start off hopefully really good on our wedding day because we're madly in love and there's all rainbows and butterflies and such. And then life kind of happens and it comes down, and then we hope after that first year or two it starts picking back up. But I'm telling you, for a lot of people, uh, marriage just keeps getting harder, right? And have you ever been that place where you just feel like the two of you are just drifting apart, and you look up after 3, 5 years and you're like, I didn't know this person. Like, what? So I want to give you some encouragement, because I'm here to tell you that it does not have to be that way. Having gone through the destruction of 2.5 marriages, yes, me giving you marriage advice, divorced twice, that's not a good track record, I'll admit. But then what saved the half marriage, this current marriage, from destruction, well, it wasn't a half marriage, but it was half destroyed. What saved that from destruction was just our putting all of our trust into God and going, hey, we don't know how to do life, right? I give up because I'm not good. I'm not good at doing this life thing, and I'm not good at making really good decisions, and I keep living Groundhog Day over and over again. And it gets better. I want to share with you a verse this morning. It's from Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 8. It says, the end of a matter is better than its beginning. And don't forget the second part, patience is better than pride. So if the end of a matter is better than its beginning, how should our marriages be? Like when we're old and on our deathbed and we've been married for 30, 50, 60 years sometimes, right? People do. I want you to be able to say that my marriage got better over time. And I'm completely convinced, even though the person that you're married to is that person that you don't think you could be happy with, or you don't think you can ever, with that person, get to this amazing marriage, I'm telling you that you can. Because the second part of that is patience is better than pride. And I love how Solomon in his wisdom tied the end being better than the beginning to patience being better than pride. Guys, those are intimately connected, right? So if my pride goes before my patience, the Bible actually says pride goes before a destruction. Man, how's pride affecting our marriages? I do this all the time and it still gets me. You know, there's just that thing, that moment when I want things my way, right? Last night, driving home from the movies, there was an incident on the road, and I wanted to basically go let somebody know that I didn't like this particular person's behavior, and that was my pride welling up. And Megan was the one that was like, no, stop, don't do that, stop, right? And I wanted my pride to go ahead. I didn't want to be patient. I didn't want to wait for God to settle me, right? For me to just stop and just let things go. My pride welled up. It's still there, right? I do the work all the time. I'm like, God, please get rid of my pride. Help me to not do life that way. And yet here I am, my pride just like a flash fire. So I want to give you some encouragement going into the weekend, because there is hope. Your relationship can get better with time. It can be better than the beginning. It can be better than your wedding day, you know, and the wedding day hopefully was fun. Like, it was awesome. People were celebrating and they were drinking and it was jovial. Guys, it can get better than that. In fact, every day can be better than your wedding day. It takes some work, right? You gotta start cultivating patience in your life. You gotta start getting the pride and pushing it out. But I'm telling you that it is absolutely possible that as you and I work on your marriage, whether you sign up for our membership program where I go on live each month and I just spend an hour teaching solid foundational principles of marriage, always based on what the Bible says, of course, but there's other things to bring into that, other ways of presenting that, and I'll do that. Or if you just want me to do some one-on-one coaching with you and your spouse, we can do that. But I'm telling you, or get a book, go read a book, Boundaries in Marriage, right? If you want to start moving the needle forward so that the end of the marriage is better than the beginning. Now, by the end, we're not talking about divorce. Some of you will try to twist that around and look back at your last marriage. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, the end was better than the beginning, Bonnie. It's not what we're talking about. We're talking about love and happiness and joy and abundance and peace in your marriage, so that over time, as you mature, as you get the gray hairs, the marriage is getting better. The end is better than the beginning, and you guys can do this. I promise you, you can. I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not going to say it doesn't take work, but I'm telling you that just one spouse, often in a relationship, can start moving the needle. Not always, right? We don't control what other people do, but I've seen it happen. So listen, I hope this blesses you. Click the share button. Come over to YouTube, Ignite Your Marriage. Subscribe and just consume good stuff about your marriage, whether it's from me or other people. Just take it in and start making the changes. Make the end better than the beginning. All right. I love you.